Hello, everybody. Welcome to Get Your Life. I am Dr. Carolyn Edwards, and I keep telling you the only reason I am here is to bring guests on the show that are living their best lives, and they use their life as a gift to help us have a better world or make the world a better place. And today I have an awesome guest that is doing just that. He is going to help us to get our money right, our money mindset, our financial literacy, and prayerfully get us out of debt so we can move forward in the right direction. So my guest today is Mr. Gerald Grant Jr. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
Of course. Listen, you have so much information that can help people live better lives. As you say, we all need to know how to manage money. So before we get into the questions, I like to ask our guests, how did you get started? Like what was it about money or wealth or finance that piqued your interest that made you want to get into this?
Well, I was always a numbers person going through high school. So they thought I should be an accountant. And however, I didn't do so well in accounting 101. So I had a teacher. She said you could do marketing. And as a result, I'm a people person, but I have number skills.
Awesome.
So as a result, it really helped me in navigating the financial services industry.
Okay, that's awesome, because the second question was, what skills do you have? So you say you have numbers and you have people skills. And like you said, sometimes we are led to accounting or like taxes or something like that. But I'm glad your journey is a little different because some of us are a little different. So
Yes.
Tell us a little bit of how you put the numbers and the people together.
So for example, what I try to do is to make complex things simple.
Okay.
So I use an analogy that someone can understand.
Right.
So if I'm talking to someone that's in sports, I may use a football analogy.
Oh, good.
If I'm talking to a nurse, I may use a healthcare analogy.
Very good.
So as a result, it's something that they've already done and they just
Okay.
got to duplicate it.
Okay, good. So you're making because numbers scare people.
Mhm.
Money scares people. And sometimes instead of doing something with it, they do nothing until they get in trouble. So, okay, I'm happy that you're going to make it easy for our audience because I want them to not be afraid anymore. So, what are some important things that we need to know about money, numbers, or wealth? What just on a basic everyday level? What should we know?
So the biggest thing is today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Okay, I take that.
Don't worry about what you did in the past.
I like
You can
that.
start learning today.
Okay,
And it's a simple basics. Pay yourself first.
I like that.
Start with 2%,
Okay.
3%. And every year as you get a raise, you save 50% of it. So if you get a 4% raise and you save 2%, you go from 2% over 5 years, you're saving 10% of your income.
I like that.
But it's a gradual process.
Right. Okay. So pay yourself first. You're not telling people not to pay their bills. You're saying just take a little bit for you, but still pay your bills.
So this is what happens. Normally, when the paycheck comes, we pay the phone bill, we pay the car note, we pay the rent.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time we pay everybody, ain't nothing left.
There's nothing left.
So you got to flip it. The mindset is, if I work all week, the first check I'm going to write is to myself.
Okay.
So pay yourself first.
Pay yourself first.
And as a result of that, the money will be there when you need it.
I love it. Okay. So where do I put that pay myself first money? Do I put it in the bank? Do I try to invest it somewhere? What should I do with it?
The first thing to do is to just have it available in the bank.
Okay.
I call it the emergency funds.
Okay.
You need to save up to 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses for a rainy day.
Okay.
And if you live in South Florida, you know it rains some of the time.
It does.
It's because you're not going to get the email when your car is going to break down.
Right.
You're not going to get an email when the washer breaks.
Right.
But they're going to happen.
Yes, they are.
So as a result of that, if you look at, say, you bought tires, they cost, say, $400.
For Not for all four, right? Well, I guess it depends on what kind of car. Okay, go ahead.
Just an example.
Okay, an example.
But my point is, if they last 2 years, you got to put aside that same money. So 2 years from now, when it's time to buy a new one, the money's there.
I love that. So that's something easy and that we can think in our mind. You're going to need tires. You're going to need washer and dryer. Like one of the things that happened to us, we needed a new roof. Mm-hmm. And a roof is not cheap. So like you said, if someone is paying, especially if they're a homeowner, mm-hmm. then think about some of the things that are going to break eventually. That's and then, like you said, you're going to have an emergency fund. One of the things I saw with COVID that a lot of people kind of lost what they had is because we didn't expect COVID to happen, but we did not have those rainy day funds.
That's right.
Okay, so we're going to do rainy day funds. Okay, that's one. How can we build healthy habits beyond the pay yourself first? What else can we do?
There's nothing that we do in life that we can do by ourselves.
Okay.
The best thing to do is to get a buddy and say, we're going to do this together.
I like that.
So that when you don't feel like you want to, the other person will help support you. It's just like working out.
Yes.
I work out with one of my neighbors. And like, I wasn't feeling it this morning. But if you already have a date set and you have a time, you're going to get up and do it.
That's right.
It's the same thing with your finances. If you have a buddy to go along with you and you both learn together.
I like that. We sometimes call them accountability partners also if you're trying to diet or something. We say we're going to be accountable to each other. We're going to do this together. And I love it because like you said, sometimes when you don't want to, somebody can call, hey, Gerald, or send you a text. Did you work out today? Did you eat well today? And you don't want to let them down. That's Sometimes we'll let ourselves down, but we don't want to let our friends down. So I want our audience to know that you have also written books. So you are the numbers, you like the people, but you also put it in writing so that we can understand it. When I first moved to South Florida, I looked for some money books for my son, my young son. So I ended up writing a book called Fun with Money for little kids. And my basic principles that I tell people, you need to earn however you're going to earn it. As you say, you need to learn how to save it, but you also need to give it, share it. Mm-hmm. And I want you to talk about a little bit about your books, and then we're going to talk about your philanthropy and how you give back. That's a big part for me, is actually sharing money, wealth, and information. Is that kind of part of it?
It is. Rome wasn't built overnight.
Right.
But you got to do it as a group. There's more you can accomplish by a group as opposed to you can do it by yourself.
Right.
So I used to do seminars, and I did it with Black Enterprise at one point in time. Awesome. And at the end of the seminar, someone approached me and said, Gerald, where can I get more information?
Right.
So the more I searched for it, I couldn't find it in one place. Mm-hmm. So that's when I wrote the first book, Bold Moves to Creating Financial Wealth. It says, if I'm not there yet,
right,
how do I get there?
Right.
And it talks about all the stepping stones. You start with a budget. You start with paying yourself first.
Yes, I love it.
You live below your means.
That part.
But you got to create your own bank. The creating your own bank is that emergency fund.
Okay, I like that.
So if you didn't have it, and when the car breaks down, you got to get to work. So you put it on a credit card.
Yes.
But if you had saved the money for, say, Christmas, or if you had saved the money for vacations, now you can borrow from yourself and pay yourself back.
I like that.
And it costs you no interest.
Right, because what's the basic credit card? Is it 20-something%?
Yes.
It's almost like loan sharking. You're going to let me use your money, but I'm going to pay you 20-something%. And something people don't realize is if you borrow like $500, right? And then you don't pay the $500 back, then that 20% is added on to the $500. So it's compounding. It's not like you borrow $500 and then you just pay 20% one time. it keeps adding and adding and adding. Okay, so we have the books. We have try to keep in mind. We have pay yourself first. And then the sharing. How much should we share? How much of our money should we give? I know in church we say we give the first 10%, we tithe. What is a good principle for sharing our money?
The way I look at it is this. The same discipline it takes to tithe is the same discipline it takes to pay yourself.
Right.
So every time you tithe, you make that same contribution to yourself.
Okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Okay, I like it.
And then it's difficult, but there's nothing great that's easy.
Right. Okay, so in my budget, when you said I should have a budget, in my budget, I'm planning for my 10% that I'm going to give and my 10% that I'm going to pay myself, or whatever the percentage is.
Right.
What other thing? I also heard you say we need to live beneath our means, but we come up in a culture that really doesn't support that. It's like everyone needs to drive well and eat well and go out well and look well. Is it okay? Number one, tell me what you mean by living beneath your means. And then number two, do we get to a point where we can level up a little bit with some of that money and spend some?
So the idea is the more sacrifice you make early, the more options you have later.
Okay, I like that.
So as a result of that, once you've then taken care of yourself, you then take care of family, then you can help others.
Okay.
But just like when you get on an airplane, they said before you can help others, you got to help yourself.
You do.
It's key.
So is there a specific percentage for pay myself? Did you tell me a percentage how much I should pay myself?
I normally start out with, first you got to go through the budget and see what are the expenses.
Okay.
And then what's left over, then you determine then what we should save.
Okay.
If there's nothing left over, then you got to figure out what you're going to cut back.
Yes. I like that. Okay. So if it's nothing left, find some space.
So the best way to find space, the biggest categories we spend money on is food.
Yes, we do.
Well, the stores know that we're lazy, right? So all the expensive stuff is at eye level.
Yes, it is.
And at the counter.
Yes, it is.
So one of the discipline to do when you go to the store, you go with the list.
Yes.
And you don't go to the store hungry.
Yes.
Otherwise, you just buy all the stuff.
Yes.
And it's more than what you'd previously budgeted.
I agree.
So if you go with the list, you only buy what you really need. And you wind up staying within your means as opposed to just accumulating stuff just because it was available.
And another thing that I found about going to the store, if you go in the checkout, they have all that stuff at eye level, gum and snacks, stuff that you didn't plan on. But if you go in a self-checkout, it's nothing extra. So I don't even let them check me out. I know it seems counterintuitive. That's what they're there, paid. But I realize when I go in the line with the checker, I'm looking at magazines, I'm looking for gum, I'm looking stuff that I never intended to buy. So that's a tip that we can use. Go to the self-checkout, but not if you have 50 million items. Okay, so I'm excited. Okay, so I said when I was in high school, I participated in an investment club, and that was many, many, many years ago. So we started with like $10 a month per person, and then we gradually increased it over time. Do you think investment clubs are something good that we should still do?
Investment clubs are awesome. That's how I got started.
All right.
For me, I call Hurricane Andrew St. Andrew. My office was damaged.
Oh, wow.
My home was damaged.
Wow.
So I had all this free time on my hands.
Okay.
So my friends, we always talked about investing. So we started an investment club. And because I was the banker, they said I should teach it.
Oh, that's good.
But the best way to learn is you can go online and you can get the booklets that say starting an investment club. Right. But you just go by the alphabet if it's 5 people. And that's how you pick who runs each chapter. As opposed to they leave it up to one person to do it.
Right.
But from a learning point of view, everyone has to participate, and then the whole group learns.
Right. I like that. And then you don't have to carry all the weight of ensuring that everybody else learns. Okay, so get the books. I'm sure you can find something online. And then what about, okay, how are we going to pick the people? Because towards the end of my investment club, again, we were young and the people weren't all that trustworthy. So do you have to vet the people that are in investment club, or are you already know them? Are you picking friends? Can you do it with people you don't know?
Well, we normally started out with a group of friends.
Okay.
And it's obvious. By halfway through it, half the people already left.
Right.
So as a result, start with a group of maybe say 6 to 8.
Okay.
And if you wind up with 4, it's a good number.
I agree. Because some people, I mean, you start off and we're all on one page and life happens. And so then that's not something they want to do. And that's kind of what happened to us. And then we ended up having to pick other outside people we weren't that familiar with. So again, as Gerald is saying, if you want to start an investment club, start with people you know, and then don't make it so big. That was the other thing. People, it sounds like a good idea, but then it can become too big when we aren't learning and doing what we purpose that we would do in the beginning. Okay, so Mr. Grant is a philanthropist, and I don't know many of those. Like, we give a little here and give a little, but you are giving big money. So I want people to know, how did you get into being a philanthropist, and why is that important?
For me, I had a mentor. When I was in high school, they had a program called Junior Achievement.
I was in that.
And I met my advisors from Verdines. And one day I met this gentleman in the parking lot, and he just needed a jump. I gave him a jump.
Wow.
And then when it was time for me to graduate, he said, "Come see him." I didn't know who he was.
Right.
But he turned out to be one of the vice presidents for the company, and he single-handedly crafted my career.
Wow.
So I'm just playing it back forward. I'm trying to help as many people as I can because someone made a difference in my life.
I agree. This is kind of what this whole show is. So I was given this platform, and then I want other good people to also share how they are making a change in the world. It's like one person at a time. So how do you pick who you give the money to?
There's one consistent thing. It all helps children.
Okay. So little kid, or is it a certain cutoff? Like, I know you do colleges and
anyone that's in a learning environment.
Okay.
We can make a difference.
Okay, I like that. So as a regular person, should we kind of pick an area do you feel like that keeps you focused on a philanthropy, like education or homelessness? I know a lot of people have areas that they want to support. Does it make us more focused to do that?
You have to have something that you're passionate about.
Okay, I believe that.
And if you're really interested and want to make a difference, see, giving is not easy. However, but if you see the impact,
right,
then giving is easy.
I agree with that, even with the giving, but just life, like what you are doing. I feel like the joy of living comes from doing what you love to do, helping other people. Like I always say, when the light bulb comes on, like you cannot buy that feeling. Like if you're teaching or you have a book or somebody gets something from it, like that is the best thing to me, is to see people turn their light bulb on from your life. Okay, so Mr. Gerald Grant, as you are growing and you had your mentor, how did you pick your friend? I keep saying, when you're building something great, when you're doing something big, you're not able to move like everybody else. You just don't have the time. You just can't do everything. So how do you pick your friends? How do you pick who you spend time with? How do you do that?
It goes back to accountability. You find people that are like-minded, that believe have the same values. I've been a part of an accountability group We've been together now 15 years.
That's awesome.
We talk every day, Monday through Friday,
Wow.
from 8:30 to 9 a.m.
That's awesome.
But we talk about what we're going to do, and then the next day you report on it.
Oh, that's awesome. So how were these your personal friends or like career friends? How did you all start this group?
It was through a financial coach. It was
Okay.
Serrano Kelly. It's called The Game.
Okay.
So if you went to the doctor and he
Mhm.
says you're going to die in 90 days, what would you do different?
Oh, I like that. I let some people oops. I let some stuff go. Probably some people and some things that really I'm not passionate about. I would say that. I like that. I'm gonna use that for myself because then that will help me focus where I spend my time,
Mm-hmm.
who I spend it with, what projects I
Mm-hmm.
spend it on. And I find some people that's hard for them, especially women. And the reason why I say that is because we like to please people, we
Mm-hmm.
like to make people happy. And so as they get into this group and you have to let some stuff go, can you tell me how? And it may be different because you're a man, but how did you do that? Like, how do you cut some stuff off?
So now if you look at it, you have 90 days.
Okay.
So my first 90-day game, one, we decided to get more involved in the church.
Okay.
We became the head of the married couples ministry.
Yes, I remember.
In addition to that, I wanted to give more back to the community. So that's when I
Okay.
started to get more involved in community service.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to have a better relationship with my wife and my kids.
Right.
So I purposely spent time with them. And the other thing is, in order to do all these things, I had to have my business grow at a 10 to
Yes.
20% level.
Yes.
And as a result of that, that's a balanced life.
Yes. Okay, so in your 90 days, the game. Is this some book we can get, the game? Or is that only through coaches?
It's Serrano Kelly. They can just Google it.
Okay.
It's the best buy you can get on the Amazon for $10.
Okay. I'm gonna
But
do it.
if you implement those principles, it changes lives.
So did you have any people that were a little upset when you started the game and making changes in your life, thinking about what's more important? Did you have any people that were a little upset? Like, you don't have time for me anymore. You don't call me anymore.
Well, I didn't have time for that.
Right.
So you become focused and you concentrate on the things that matters. And when you're focused and you're doing the things that matters, the other things are irrelevant.
I like that. And I think for me, I find it the hardest for women, but I like that you don't have time for that. I don't have time to spend talking about why I don't call you anymore. I'm busy. I like that. So can you give us some things, like you said, you have your accountability group, other things that we should do daily, monthly, weekly to help us stay on track with our wealth goals, wealth building?
I call it weekly goals.
Okay.
You're born on Monday and you die on Friday,
Oh, Lord.
and you get to start over. So it doesn't matter what
Okay.
happened last week.
Okay, I like that.
You get a new week
Get a do-over.
every week,
Okay, new week.
and you just set goals. Just like working out,
Okay.
you set a goal, how many steps you're going to do,
Yes.
how much water you're going to drink.
Okay.
It's the same thing. You have to spend the time with, I'm going to read a financial book. It may say have a budget. So
Yes.
start with a budget.
Start a budget.
Then
Okay.
don't try to do everything all at once. Just
Okay.
do steps. And then once you have your budget, determine how much you're going to save and stick to it.
I like that. So and then that also helps us not beat ourselves up, because when you start looking back and you're like, oh, I wanted to do 7 things this week and I didn't get to do but 3 because life happens. And so I like that you're not beating yourself up. You just start back over the next week. I like that. I hope the listeners are getting all this. I got it all in my mind. Okay, so we have weekly goals. And that's it. So we don't do monthly goals, quarterly goals. We just stick with the weekly goals.
Those goals will accumulate and become your monthly and quarterly goal, but you can only live your one day at a time.
One day at a time. That's right.
So if you're going up a stairway and you say, wow, that's a long way to go. No, Just focus on the next step.
Okay. Okay. So is eliminating debt okay, you said live beneath your means, but let's think of somebody that's just starting and you have debt. So is there a formula of how to pay the debt? You may have student loan debt, you may have a car note, you may have a mortgage or credit card bills, stuff like that. Is there a process of paying off debt, and should you pay it off at once? Should you go in increments? What about that?
There is a formula.
Okay.
And it's written in the book, Bold Moves to Creating Financial Wealth.
All right. Get the book.
It's a step. They can go online. They can go to Amazon and they can get the book.
Okay.
But there's a chapter dedicated on how you do it.
Great.
And it's simple. It's easy to do. And for most of my clients that have debt, look, you didn't accumulate it overnight.
That's true.
So you ain't going to get rid of it overnight.
True. That's
However, within a 3, 6, 9 months to a 24-month period, most people can eliminate all of their debts.
Wow. In 3, 6, or 9 months?
Yes.
Is there like a limit or a threshold? You saying like thousands of dollars of debt we can get rid of it?
It goes back to, if you go back to your budget and you carve out all this extra stuff.
Yes.
And you'd say dedicate 50% of all the extra stuff and you pay it towards the debt, that's how you get rid of it. But the magic is you're going to pretend you still have the debt when you're done.
So you're going to put that money away?
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
And then you pay yourself, and that's how you start to accumulate wealth.
Okay, so that's how you pay yourself first. So even though I eliminated some of my debt, I'm going to act as if I still have the debt. I'm just not going to pay my debtors. I'm going to pay me.
Yes.
I love it. See, that is really simple. I love it. Okay. I would say, as we're talking about this and all the great things you are doing, the road to success is not often a straight line. So what happens when we have the pitfalls and we have the setbacks? How can we stay focused and keep moving forward?
So that's why you need someone that believes in you, and that's where that mentor come in. They'll pick you up when you fall down and says, look, I know you can do a lot more than you believe. And sometimes they see the value in you before you see it yourself.
I agree.
But you need to have a confidant that you can talk with. Look, the kids are going through, we were kids.
Yes.
It's not new.
Right.
So as a result of it, just talk to someone that has been there, done that.
Okay.
And they can share with you there's no more secrets.
Right.
You just have to implement things that have already worked.
Okay, so I'm looking for a mentor. How do I find a mentor and where? Okay, we got a lot of stuff going on, Gerald. So we have money, we have debt, we have life is lifing. What kind of mentor? Do you need different mentors? Like, do I need a financial mentor? Okay, see, that's something good.
So, for example, my neighbor's son was working out all the time. I'm trying to lose weight.
Right.
I said, hey, look. If anybody know how to do it, this guy know how to do it.
Right.
So I have a financial mentor. I have a spiritual mentor.
Amen.
I have a financial coach mentor. So depending on what areas of your life you want to develop,
yes,
you seek someone that has that expertise.
Okay, great. Okay, so as the people are looking at these mentors, tell me, you already shared how you got your first mentor, you gave him a jump. What should we say? Where do we find them? Like you said, it's somebody that's already doing what you want to do in your life. What does a conversation look like?
All you got to do is ask, how did you get there? And the person that's open to share that with you, it's a pretty good indicator that that person is interested in you, and they'll do a lot more than just the first question.
Okay, great. Now, when you get the mentor, is it more or some formal and informal? And I say that to say, as we're busy and we're thinking about where we're going to spend our time, of course, that is going to be important. Do we talk every day, once a week, once a month? What does it look like?
It depends. I have people that I mentor that I speak to maybe once a month.
Okay.
I have other people that I mentor. Whenever they need something, they call me.
That's true. I have people like that.
But the key is you just need someone to be on the other end of the phone that's going to pick up every time you call.
Yes. And that cares about you being whatever it is. And that
Yes.
cares about you as a person, cares about your life. I love that. So I have my own homework. I need to go get me some mentors in some other areas, because one of the things I kind of thought maybe that was just my old upbringing is that you only had one. I never thought about me as I mentor other people spiritually, emotionally, and all that. I never thought about getting different ones myself, and probably making my one mentor crazy because they can't be everything. So thank you for that. Okay. Give us a few things. Of course, this time has gone by quick. So is it something that you want us to know that I did not ask? And then, of course, how can we find you?
Well, the main thing that I want everyone to know is that all you got to do is to have the will to start.
Right.
One day at a time. With the internet now, there's almost nothing that you want to learn that you can't. Just Google it.
Okay. Okay. I love it. I love it. But all information all of it's not good.
So that's why you need the mentor that says, this is a resource that you can use, and this information is specific to basically what you're looking
for. Okay, tell our audience. I hope the audience sees all your books. Tell us the name of your books again and where we can find you.
Okay, the first book is The Bold Moves to Creating Financial Wealth. And it says, if I'm not there yet, you'll get there.
Right.
And the people that have done extremely well, we created the book, The Power of Generational Wealth, because we saw then when the second generation was receiving the funds, some of them were blowing it.
Yeah.
So we wrote that mindset, the playbook on how to do it.
Okay.
You know your kids.
Yes.
The ones that are good,
yes,
they get it outright.
They do.
But the ones that have issues, they're better off getting it in a trust where they get a monthly check. Otherwise, it's going to be gone.
It's going to be gone. So your social, your websites, where can we find Gerald Grant?
It's simple. Just Google Gerald Grant Jr. and it takes you to all the various.
It really does.
All the websites.
It really does. I am not lying. Thank you so much, Gerald. Thank you for just breaking it down in simple terms that we can use. So again, I'm Dr. Carolyn Edwards. This is Get Your Life. I hope you tune in. I hope you look for our guests. And if you're not wanting to see the video version of the podcast, you can tune in to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you can find podcasts. And you can find me at Dr. Carolyn Edwards, social media, and Carolyn Edwards on Facebook. So thank you again. Remember to get your life, and I will see you next time.
I know it gets hard to find the light sometimes. It feels easier to hold on to what's been keeping you down. You were made to fly, so now release, let it go. You were made to soar, so just breathe. Feel your power, learn to dance in the rain or the shine. Every step you take is divine.